Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Soul Sister Show, another Soul Sister Show with myself, Anoulla, and my co-host, Soul Sister, and very loved person, Schumacher. Today we have January 9th in the US and Europe, and January 10th in Australia. So we are proceeding in the new year. How nice is that? We are a live call-in radio, so call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587, and join us and have fun with us. Ask questions, or why not get a free mini reading live on air. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. 213, sorry, +1 213-943-3587. And also, please remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device so that you will be placed in queue and we see that you want to talk with us live on air. And please don't be shy. We just love to talk to you on air. And I'm Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden. We have kind of a winter here, but it's not too bad if you can express it in that way. I think it's 1 degree Celsius, so that's fine. It's not any ice or any snow, so I'm so happy for that. Well, on today's show, we are going to talk about why do we celebrate New Year? What's the historical reason behind it? And we are a live call-in radio show worldwide, and we are broadcasting today from Arizona in the US and Stockholm, Sweden in Europe. You can listen live and text chat with us during the show at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live. It's all on the same page. There's a player on that page where you can listen to the show just live as we are, and you can text chat with us in the chat room below. So give us a ring at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and you are so welcome to join us in the discussion of today's topic. Ask a question about anything spiritual, or why not get a free mini reading live on air? And again, remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device to be placed in queue so that we see you want to talk to us live on the show. And on today's show, we will talk about why do we celebrate New Year? Why do we celebrate New Year, and what's the historical reason? So once again here, call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and now is a wonderful time to get your spot in the queue. And remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device so we see that you want to talk to us live on the show. And of course, we are the show that discuss the Akashic Records, soul realignment, and healing modalities in general. That's our passion. But we also love to talk about any and all spiritual topics, of course, And if you haven't listened to us before, why not try calling in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And we have some news to announce too. We are now on YouTube. So Scrolls of the Soul Radio are on YouTube. We did recently create a new channel where you can find full episodes of past shows. And right now you can find, I think we started to put up shows from 19th of December last year. So it's just a few. We are working on putting up all the past episodes from Soul Sisters and Scrolls of the Soul Radio. And we do this because YouTube is a very well-used application, if you want to say that. And we want to make it easy for everyone to listen to the replays. Of course, it's only going to be replays on YouTube. And you can read more about us at scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube. Read more at scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube to find out more, or you can, of course, search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And please subscribe so you keep yourself updated on published episodes on YouTube. Now, let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters, Sue, all the way from Arizona in the U.S. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Sissy. I'm doing good. Just making sure, all
Nice.
my buttons are clicked or not clicked.
Yes, I did what I usually say that to everybody else. That's the second time in a short while.
That's okay. Hey, while we're on, I want to just throw out there real quick about next week's show is, of course, we're going to have Zelda Kelly back. She was, Ann did a show with her. Zelda Kelly filled in on my behalf from while I was having a procedure done. She's fabulous, fantastic woman, a lot of years experience, and we're going to follow through more with the paranormal topic. And I'm going to get into, just to give you an idea of how I'm going to proceed a little bit, is to delve more into some questions about what she does and what truth seekers do. I think this is a really fascinating part of our work, and not all of us go into that, take that avenue or that road. And of course, we can find many shows on air which, go into that part of the arena. It's been very fascinating for me to see something Ann and I both kind of talked about. I think Ann had done it before, and I've never done that, so it's something on my bucket list of going into a haunted location. And, just seeing what it's all about. But basically, I have a lot of questions for her, so I'm going to be kind of, pulling out some questions from her and having her explain a little bit more, with a little more detail. So I just wanted to remind everybody, it's just a continuation of Ann's show with her. I'm
wow. Done. You're done. Thank you, City. So now it's my turn again. So everybody listening in, and we are so happy to be on here with you again, of course, as usual. So call in now for questions and mini readings. Get your spot in the queue. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And if you'd like to connect with me, Ann, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Ann. Or why not go to our page, scrollsofthesoul.com, where you can find out all about us. And once again, call in now for questions and free mini readings live on air. Get your spot in the queue, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And as usual, before we move on with the show today, I know that my sissy wants to tell us a little bit about last week's show. So it's your turn.
Thank you. Last week, as a refresher, was about blocks and restrictions and how we create them. And from our perspective, from Anne and my perspective, I think through the many years of our education, and then specifically through soul realignment, which has a really, really precise method on this topic, I rather enjoy the blocks and restriction aspect because it really can tell a story about so much what's going on with the soul and how we end up with them today from a historical perspective. Some of the restrictions, of course, are ones in which we can create. We can create them. They can create our flow to divine energy from source. We can even have attachments with blocks and restrictions. But understand, even when we speak of both something positive and something negative, that there's always a solution. This is why we love this work, because there's always a solution to what we discover. And I think that's the greatest part about soul realignment, is that it does provide for answers and help. And ultimately, it also very much is part of the client's decision to proceed with the information and help themselves as well. So it's not just a one-sided.
Yes.
Of course, we do all the work and we locate that information. But the client as well has got to participate in some of that. And it's not really a big request on our part, but there are some avenues for the client to do a little bit on their own as well. So,
but I also have to mention, sometimes some people may think that, okay, so what am I going to do? But here's the thing, that we help with finding things that can appear as blockages, and we do help someone to understand themselves more. And there's a lot of work behind this. But it's also when someone wants to change their life, it's a process. So it's required to kind of be willing to do some work for oneself. Otherwise, we would do a reading and do the clearing and help the client, and after 6 months or so, the client would be back. And of course, there are always layers of things that can be worked on, but it's very important also to know that it requires a little self-work.
Right.
What do you say, Sissy?
No, and I agree, even though, for instance, as a client, not a practitioner, I remember butting up against some of that, but I can quite honestly say, that it was worth it. It was, the word shift comes in, it was strong, it was evident, it was fairly quick, and I think there's a lot of benefits. So, and it's not like we're requiring much, because we're doing the bulk of the work.
It's not.
But we can't expect everyone to clean our own house.
Yes.
We gotta do some of that too.
Yeah, I just have to tease you a little bit. I know that someone said that, am I going to do all of this? Who was that?
I have no idea. Look, but listen now, because it's. I think as a client and not as a practitioner, it could seem maybe like it's a little much, but in reality, if you want change to occur, you've got to put in that effort, and you have to be the participant in this as well. And that particular aspect, really, I couldn't speak more highly of as far as a gift. That's a huge gift, even if you want to rail against some of the things that might be asked of you, which really is nothing when you think about it. It is a tremendous gift.
No, it's nothing.
So
yes,
that was my.
It is.
I know. Go ahead, Anne.
It is a very big gift, actually. It's not to pat ourselves on the back, because we are just kind of tools being used to do this work. That's how things always are. It's a connection that we have, that we can bring in higher vibrations and higher knowing to help someone to come through and start afresh and really start digging into one's own life and move along, and that's wonderful.
Right, and the other aspect to that is, we're not just a practitioner, because we were a client as well. So I think we have a really good window into soul realignment as a whole. Being that we had received this and then we practiced this.
Yeah.
If there's any background noise, by the way, guys, with a dog barking, I apologize. I think there's a delivery here. My dog's barking, so my apologies. With that being
it's a healing.
said,
It's
go
a
ahead,
healing dog who wants to participate.
Yeah. All right. So that was last week. And of course, you can go into scrollsofthesoul.com/past to locate that show or any of our other past episodes and enjoy. I will tell you this. I know we're not on the topic yet, but we are so amazed by how many people around the world we see, because we see it through our own information, that who listen in, who either listen afterward after we recorded. And there are many countries around the world. In fact, I think Anne had listed that on one of our YouTube videos she posted.
Yes, actually, and we have one more since then, so now we are up to 15 countries. How nice is that? 15 countries worldwide.
And right, and that's exactly how it makes it a worldwide show when you get to see, how many countries have listened in, come over and listened in, and that's kind of neat. We the technology we have today, that we didn't have 15 years ago. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Okay, I digress.
Okay.
And it's the number. Our phone number is 213-943-3587, and give us a call, please. And of course, out of country would be +1 213-943-3587. Okay, my dear sissy. Is there a topic we want to get to today?
I think so. So what do you say? Ready?
Yeah, I think so. You had brought up New Year's and some of the history behind New Year's, which everybody normally does the New Year's topic. Any of us on radio probably do it. But I like to think a
Yeah.
little bit out of the box with some of this stuff. And over time we've seen so many different types of celebration. And so I was curious, where did this all come from in the first place? Where did this start from? And so I, thought I'd do a little research and just kind of locate some questions. And what I found out was, of course, like we all know, it's a global, global event celebrated on the 31st of December. Um, Many people celebrate New Year's to bid farewell to the year, the end year, and to welcome in the new year. And now, what I'm going to say is, I remember finding this particular part out as a kid and just completely forgot about it. That the during the Roman era, it was March that marked the beginning of the calendar, and then around 46 BC was when Julius Caesar created the Julian calendar, which set the new year when it was celebrated today. It's the Gregorian calendar, and I remember learning about that as a child in school. But when you're doing the
Wow.
research, it just prompts some of those memories. So it was an attempt to make the calendar stop wandering with respect to seasons. And historically, when you think about it, it makes sense. Everything was set according to seasons. So that would, I think it was back then, their way of computing the information, so to speak,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and I remember seeing sundials as a kid. How they would use sundials to kind of watch the sun and time, and I think seasons was a part of that. Anyways,
Mm.
so how did New Year's Eve start? January, of course, became the New Year's Day. Early in the early Roman calendar, consisted of 10 months and 304 days, with each new year beginning at the equinox. And according to tradition, it was created um, by Romulus, the founder of Rome, in the 8th century BC. So that was interesting finding that out. Um, I mean, we're talking thousands of years ago when man,
Yeah.
trying to calculate time and events.
Yeah.
We're using the
And
stars
it's
and seasons.
it's very interesting because we usually don't. I at least I don't usually if I don't have to dig into the history about things, but it's very intriguing to try to understand how it started because it's something that we have, as you said, celebrated for wow a long time, very long time.
Yeah, and I think that just for me, naturally, I always have to find out the why. I'm so curious about, well, why do we do this, and why do we, where did this come from? Um, and it's like anything else, we create over time. We just create and add to it, and make it our own. Excuse me. But I know, around the world, this is celebrated. Every country does it. And, of course, we see it live on TV, basically, and how other countries celebrate. But if you notice, so, Sissy, most countries, it's always fireworks, you know.
Yes.
Everyone's always celebrating
Yes.
with fireworks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just really quickly with that, uh, kind of skipping around a little bit here.
Why do we use fireworks?
It's one, of course, making noise, and so noise making is fireworks on the new year is believed to have originated in ancient times when noise and fire were thought to dispel evil spirits. Isn't that funny? You know, come back to kind of
Yes.
our work
Yes.
and bring good
Yes.
luck. The
Yes.
Chinese were the ones who created and invented fireworks. I think most people know that, and used them in a spectacular with a spectacular effect. I'm tripping over my words today for New Year's
Yeah.
celebration.
Yeah.
You're going to say
Because
something?
fireworks, at least here in Sweden, yeah, they use a lot of fireworks, but it's basically forbidden since a couple of years ago. So now it's only allowed around midnight, so to speak, when the year is changing. I have to say that I'm actually blessed because I do celebrate New Year 2 times each year.
Right.
So because Greece is 1 hour ahead, I have the honor to, within an hour, celebrate 2 times. That's really nice. And I think that in Greece, it's not as common with fireworks as it is here in Sweden, but it is fairly common, actually.
Right.
It is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so when you look, for instance, around the world, and the first country to celebrate it, because that one I thought with my research, well, that's kind of an interesting question. What country first celebrates it? It's the Tonga
Yeah.
and I'm probably going to really butcher this, Kiribati.
Okay.
That
Can
is
I
the
try?
first country. Yeah, go ahead.
I could try Kiribati. That's said in a Greek accent. I don't know if I'm right or wrong either.
Right. Okay. We have Google. You can easily look up Tonga. That's not that difficult. And Kiribati, however,
Yes.
Anne said it. But it was fascinating, So when you see it, right, it kind of moves. You can literally, kind of track this as far as, what country is celebrating. You could track it out, almost hour by hour, basically. And like you said, you're fortunate to have both Greece and Sweden. And
Yes.
well, and if you think about it, Sissy, I have basically you who celebrates it first, and then later on, about 8 or 9 hours later, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it
Of
was.
course, and if anyone wants, we can celebrate 24 hours because we can start with Tonga, right?
Right. Well, I would say maybe in our younger days. Now, in our refined time, I don't even know if I don't even think I'm up for the new year. Just me. So moving
Yeah, I
on.
know.
Why? Okay, so we did. Why do we make noise? Why do New Year's resolutions start? Well, here's an interesting one. So this was during ancient Babylonian times, are said to have been the first people to make New Year's resolutions some 4,000 years ago. They were also the first to hold recorded celebrations in honor of the new year, though for them, the year began in January, but in began not in January, but in mid-March when the crops are planted. So that's kind of interesting as well. I don't know if they still do. I know it was in ancient times, but I don't think they do that anymore. I believe that they're basically celebrating at the same time as
Yeah, maybe.
us.
But there are countries in Asia. I know that Iran, for instance, they celebrate 21st of March. Basically, they have the New Year in March, and they were the Babylonians, weren't they? So
Yep.
it makes sense.
Yeah. Basically, that ancient Babylonian is basically Iraq. You know.
Mm.
For
Yeah.
those who don't know. And I'd like to move on to continue the topic. I think we're coming up probably bottom hour, so rather than continue with some more, we can go to bottom hour first to see, and then I'll move on
Absolutely.
to a few more.
Yeah, my time. Okay. I'm always kidding. So, everybody listening, we are so happy to be with you here again this morning, this day, this afternoon, this evening, whatever it is where you are at. And it's the bottom of the hour, and I have a few quick announcements to give you. First of all, if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. So call us now and don't be shy. And on today's show, we are talking about why do we celebrate New Year? What's the historical reason? And if you'd like to connect with Sue or myself, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/N. And as always, you can listen live and text chat with us during the show at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. It's all on the same page, so you can listen to the player and text chat with us at the same time. Don't be shy. Either call us or go to the page at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, January 16th, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and guest co-host Zelda Kelly. She had been on with us before. She was on with me, and now this time it's my time to take a short break because I have some personal things I need to do. And they will continue to discuss what they talked about in December. That was actually 19th of December when Zelda Kelly was on. And the discussion continues with paranormal investigation. It's very intriguing, and Zelda Kelly is very experienced. So you want to tune in next Thursday, January 16th, 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And of course, you can keep yourselves updated at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio show. Currently, we have 15 countries listening to us. I mean, people in 15 countries listening to us. So that's huge. And we are broadcasting today from Arizona in the US and Stockholm, Sweden in Europe. And you can listen live again and text chat with us during the show at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, all on the same page. Or if you haven't called in yet, why not call in now at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And we are so happy to announce that Scrolls of the Soul Radio are now available on YouTube. We very recently created a new channel where you can find full episodes of past shows, currently from December 19th last year and forward. But we are working on getting up all the past episodes as well, so they are going to come there in time. We do this because we want to make it easy for everyone to listen to the replays anytime, and YouTube is a big application where you can do just that. You can read more at scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube. scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube to find out more, or why not search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And please subscribe so you keep yourself updated on published episodes on YouTube. And we are publishing each show within 24 hours after we have been on air like this time. Yes, Sissy, what do you say?
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the YouTube channel. Oh my God, let me just make a comment to everyone. Please go over and check it out. And is so creative, and it comes through with each one that he puts up. It's really good, really good. And of course, like she said, if you are unable to listen on other forums, YouTube is used. Everyone uses YouTube, so go check it out. With that being said, the next one I discovered was, this kind of is a silly question, but why do we kiss at midnight on New Year's Eve?
I want to know
yeah.
that.
Here's what I discovered. By midnight, people would remove their masks and kiss. Kisses were a way of purifying each from evil. And this came from the English and the German folklore. And what I find, it's funny, I find this kind of interesting that a lot of this is around some spirituality and some spiritual ideas. The whole reason for people celebrating New Year's and the traditions that accompany it are very much ingrained with spiritual, and this is through my research discovering that there was a lot of they wanted that good omen, so to speak. So you wanted to get rid of anything in the past that may have been, not so good or superstitious. And so the folklore basically built into the idea and spread, and the superstition that midnight kiss strengthens a budding romance, and avoiding could mean a loveless year ahead. So isn't that fascinating? That's quite interesting.
It's very interesting, but I don't think we have that in Sweden, at least not in my family, but that would be a nice custom.
Yeah. Well, and of course, these are just, folklore, and a lot of this is derived. I think some of it is from suspicion, from what I've read. But I do find it interesting that when people did this, millennia ago, it did revolve around kind of a spiritual essence, so to speak. And culturally, you look at different cultures, and when you start to see some of the reasons why, it always all leads back to some form of avoiding something, that's negative, and in the spiritual context. So I found that research pretty interesting. And,
yes, it is actually.
Right, and so what I it was funny when it said, about the romance aspect, kissing strengthening and a budding romance, and avoiding it could mean a loveless year ahead. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That came. Now, I'm going to be a little cocky, but that came from Germany, and I'm not dissing Germany. I'm just saying, that was felt kind of oxymoron to me, and I don't mean that to be judgmental. It's just wow. Of all places,
maybe
Germany that came from.
Maybe it's a hint, old superstitions and things like that. But if you don't grab the opportunities that you have in front of you and you don't make the moves that you feel you should do and be bold and stuff like that, you are going to lose it. So maybe that was an old traditional way of saying that.
Right. I mean, that's why it's called the folklore. You never know. Maybe it's something they still perceive, to this day. For me, I was looking for historical perspectives, and because that's just I like to do that in general with anything. Is where does this come from? So, I'm always trying to do the why. But anyways, so
Yeah, I know.
the next one,
I know.
the next one would be why do we make resolutions? And what I discovered was New Year's resolution is a promise a person makes, of course, to themselves. New Year's resolution, a promise a person makes for the new year, regardless of what the resolution you commit to. The goal is to improve life in the coming year. Resolutions can come in many forms, which we all know that, and I
Yeah.
think even you and I have taken up that topic. I want to say last year, I think we took up New Year's
Yeah.
and
Yes, I think. Yeah.
ideas of
Yeah.
resolution. Um,
Yeah.
so as I said, resolutions can come in many forms. Some people make a promise to change a bad habit, of course, which we all know, such as quitting smoking, eating less junk food, so on and so forth. So yeah, that was my research, what I came across.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Go
have
ahead.
to say something about the resolutions. I don't usually do them actually. Maybe because I'm feeling that we can celebrate every day of the year, but that's only
Right.
my perception and my idea. So the changes can appear anytime, but it's of course, when a lot of people are having intentions on a New Year's Eve and they are giving New Year's resolutions for the new year, of course, it's a lot of energy too into that
Right.
specific time because there's a lot of people all over the globe making these promises for themselves. But think of it, guys. You can do this every day during the whole year. But of course, it's
Yeah.
nice to have it as a tradition on New Year's Eve, for instance.
Right. Right. And I'm like you, where it was, even as a kid, it was something I never really, not that I didn't understand it, but something that it really wasn't, I didn't think of it really as anything too big because, like like you said, you can pick any day of the year to do that. But I understand the concept. It's a nice concept,
Yeah.
and, it's one in which many people, of course, make to themselves. And I would wonder, what I should have looked up would be the statistics on how many people keep their resolutions. What's the percentage?
Ah,
That would be, you know,
that's
I'm
a
curious
different
of that.
story. That's interesting.
Well, think about it. I mean, because so many people do. I'm curious the percentage, of people, let's say worldwide, make a resolution and stick to it. That's
You know what? I have something to admit when it comes to keeping or following through your New Year's resolutions. I'm not actually very good at that. Maybe because I feel that I can do this the whole year. So I'm actually
right.
doing much better if I do it any other day. That's weird, right?
Right. Right. No, no, it's not weird. No, that's, I think for you and I kind of fall in the same idea that, well, it's there's nothing wrong with it. Really, we can pick a day any day of the year to do that. To make a resolution and stick to it. I know just with dieting. Everyone always traditionally picks a Monday. Well, why? Why do you pick a Monday? You could pick a Thursday
Yeah.
or a Wednesday. And I think the reasons why would be naturally it's to give ourselves that weekend to do our final cheating, before we follow through with the promise we made to ourselves. It's the only thing I can think of because I've never heard anybody say, well, this coming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I'm going to change this
Yes.
habit on that day.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of we are living with schedules and frames for everything, and there's a new year, there's a new month, there's a new week, there's a new day. So there are a lot of kind of uh, times when we may feel that this is more appropriate. I don't know. That's just my thought.
Right, right. No, I I agree. It's interesting.
So,
Maybe next year when we do this topic, maybe I'll look at the statistics of it, and see how many people keep it.
okay. Well, next year I'm challenging you. I want to hear your New Year's resolutions.
I'll admit right now, I'll only be lying to you. Okay.
Okay. And that's no good, right?
Yeah,
That's
no,
not
that's
good
no good.
energetically.
No, no, it's not. So, what do you say we pull a card for the new year?
Yes, but I have something I want to just say before we do that. And I want to thank you, interesting creature, who are in the chat room chatting with us and listening to the show. And interesting creature is not, says, I'm not asking you anything today, but I want to thank you for pushing me forward. Your advice has helped me. And a lot of thanks. And we are so grateful for that. And you, I know I said this in the chat room too, but if you have pushed forward, it's your own work. And interesting creature said, yes, but you give me the right advices. And we are so thankful that we could help you with this. But it's your own way of working. And, if we ever can help someone and clear something out for anyone, or just help someone to push forward or whatever, that's an honor for us. That's why we are here. So we are so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I love to hear moving forward in a positive direction because I think what a lot of people don't understand is you change the flow of energy when you start to do that, and the unexpected things that come with that, the great unexpected things that come with that. It's like changing our attitude about something, and when you do, and you put that time and focus and energy, you are going to create abundance. And I don't necessarily mean like many say, the financial, but there's so many other ways of receiving abundance. And it starts with us because this is, we're here, we're divine, and what we put into it. And there's
Yes.
dividends that can come. And I think it first starts with how we the energy we put into it, how we perceive something, and how we can really turn things around ourselves. So I'm happy to
Yes.
hear that, and I wish
Yes,
you
and-
well.
And actually, I can announce who it is. Someone revealed themselves here. So, hi, Sonia.
I
We
knew
love
it.
you too. And we are so proud of you. We're very proud
Yeah.
of you.
Yes, we are. And Sonia, I think I had said this a while ago that there's some type of change for you for this year. Everything seems to start looking up. Okay, you were in the chat room. It might have even been a couple weeks ago, and something shifted for you, and
Yes, it did.
um, and so there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming your way. So keep it up. Keep investing in the manner in which you are now. And when I use the word abundance, of course, I believe that was very much directed at you. So,
Yes. And actually, I just want to say what Sonia is saying. She says, thank you. Hi, I love you more. Thank you. And she's agreeing with you what you're saying.
yeah, yeah, it feels really good this year. If I have to compare it to last year and maybe even the year before, this year it's like your year. This year is going to be the year that things get on track for you, and because you're more aware of what's kept you in this state the year before, you've got the answers, and now you're proceeding forward. Now that you know what it was, you shifted your energy here, and because you did
Yes.
that, uh, many good things are going to start coming your way. And I think that was
Yes.
what I saw. It wasn't just this boom, all of a sudden everything's great. No, this was an occurring event that helped to shift you away from
Yes.
some of the negative that was kind of coming, and your awareness to the sequence of events that brought you there. And now that you're aware, you're choosing a different direction. I hope that makes sense, Sonia. I know it's kind of a reading, but this is what I felt a couple weeks back
Yes.
when I know you had messaged in the chat room. So keep us informed. Good luck with everything. I'm very proud of you. I know it takes a lot to look back at our past and where we could have been heading, and to make some course correction. And I definitely see that's happening for you. So yeah, definitely keep us updated on what's going on.
That's yes, and she is. And
Yeah.
we're sending you smileys back, Sonia. Always. We love you.
Yes, we are.
So, Sissy, how about pulling a few cards, one or two, or whatever you feel guided to, for
Well, I
2020? What's the general energy for this year? What do you get?
Well, I did Spirit Messages by John Holland, and it's interesting. This kind of feels for Sonia. Actually, I know she wasn't asking for a reading, but cleanse came up, exactly what I was stating basically. And so this is kind of a nice, um, even though we're asking questions for the year 2020. This is this tells me you are on target, because I didn't ask about you specifically, Sonia. I just asked for the year 2020. So this came up,
Yes.
and it says, okay, I'm just going to read her the card real quick. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. And in fact, I know this part of the shift, that's what's occurring. Just as you wash your car or clean your house or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleaning or cleansing. And I feel very much that this is probably for all of us, but definitely for you, Sonia. Sissy?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a wonderful message.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even though you may felt that would be very much for Sonia, it's always having something that's telling us all. So yes, I agree with you. I felt that resonated with me too.
Right.
And
Right.
What I'm getting for this year is that it's a year. It goes very well along with what you are saying, Sue, because I see that this is a year to dig deep within, and with that comes change and cleansing and everything, and also
Right.
growing. I see a lot of growing for people, and a lot of awakening, and
Right.
this can this can also be. I see the word strategy. I'm actually using the energy oracle card from Sandra Ann Taylor.
Mhm.
So I love these cards because it's energy, and they talk about strategy, meaning that it's a very good thing this year to journal what you are experiencing. So that way you can keep track on your, I mean, with your human logical side, how you are proceeding. Because when we do journal and we just write something that occurs for us, and then we can look back and we see, yeah, now it makes sense because
Mhm.
it helps us in the process of growing and awakening and everything that goes along with this year, and even releasing and cleansing ourselves. So it's a very good thing to do. And I also feel that I have two numbers. It's 12 and 21. They feel very significant. I'm not very sure exactly, but it can be anything that has to do with 12. It can be 12 o'clock, 12th of the month, or the month 12, um, and also 21. So they are coming up, both of them. It's very intriguing. So 21 is something too. It can be 21 days. It can be anything with 21, as well as number 12. And also, I want to say that Spirit has a message about if anyone is feeling a little drained of energy or maybe some anxiety because the changes can be felt very deeply this coming year. It's only to have a look at that. Don't be afraid to see what you really are sensing. That way, it's coming up from within you, and you will be able to release that. If we keep stuffing things down and trying to kind of slide over them, that's a very human thing to do, but it's not good to do that this year. So let whatever is coming from within you come to surface, have a look at it, and then you are able to make a new choice and release what you don't longer want.
Right.
So
Right.
did that resonate with you at all, Sissy?
Yeah, it
Or
did. And in
Sonia?
fact, when you talked about 12 and 21, so what does that equal? 33, which equals 6.
Oh yes.
Isn't that
Wow.
interesting? So yeah,
Very interesting.
very very much so. Hmm. Well, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. But I heard others actually say that the year 2020 is the year that many will awaken and is going to start a journey within. And that goes for all of us, including us,
Right.
right? Because
Mhm.
we never get ready. If we would have been ready, we wouldn't come back here, would we?
Yeah, that's a topic for another day, isn't it?
Yes, another topic. Okay. I actually just have to say the cards were quite interesting because the first card, number 12, the Temple Path, and the second card, 21, strategy, and about journaling and things like that. And number 18 was the last card. I pulled three,
Mhm.
anxiety, because that is something that can occur if we are in a position we feel a lot of things are changing, but don't give into it. Just observe it, let it be, feel it, and
Right.
release it.
Yep. Yeah. I think.
Sounds easy, right?
Right. Well, with a lot of shift and changes going on, it's really natural to have that come, anxiety. But if you don't feed it, it comes in. You understand it. It might be a stressor, and then move on from it. I think you're fine. And I think these are some of the things you're starting to learn. This is just what I'm seeing for her. She's definitely starting
Yes.
to hone this skill a little bit better. So, I am going to take a call, however, because I see we have callers. So, let's see who's on
Go ahead.
and what they would like from us. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Okay, well, I will leave that there.
Yes,
I didn't get a response.
that's okay.
Anyways, yeah, no, it is pretty interesting, you know, um, the numbers too, when you do the numbers. Now, you said 18 was there too,
Yeah, I had
right?
12, 21, and 18.
Right.
A nice set of numbers.
So,
But I really love the first pair of numbers, 12 and 21. And it didn't dawn on me, even though I'm usually very good at seeing numbers. That's
well,
33. Wow.
guess
That's
what
great.
this ends up equaling as well? It still ends up
Yes.
equaling 6 when
Yes.
I do all
Yes.
three. It still comes out to 6. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I'm going to shout out to you, Sonia. Just curious if there is something that is familiar about the number 6. Send it over, and if you don't want to say what it is, send it to us a little bit later. But I feel like that 6 is very much in line for you, Sonia. So, and I think you know why with the 6. So we'll find out, Sissy, eventually. I'm sure Sonia will let us know.
Yes. And actually, if we are talking about numbers, actually, I'm not the best expert in numerology, of course, I'm not. But on the other hand, number 6 have a connection to the vibrations and energies of unconditional love, balance and harmony, home and family, parenthood, guardianship, service to others, and a lot of other things. So it's also about material things, and that can be that we need to maybe focus on getting some stuff together when it comes to if we have been considering selling an apartment we live in or changing work, because that can be considered our material life in some sense, even if it's our worldly life, and also on the spiritual end. So it's kind of combining everything and working on our life in general, as long as we are awakening. What do you say about that, Susie?
Right, I agree. I just find it's quite interesting, the numbers that came out for her, Um, yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely agree, Sissy. Sorry about that. I was doing some equations over here as you're talking. I'm like, wow, both all is equaling 6. So I felt like that definitely is for Sonia. It's pretty strong for her.
Yes.
Anyways. So what do you say
Yes.
we kind of bring it out to a close? And
Yes.
I'll put that
We
in your
actually
hands.
usually say thank you. We wrap it up.
Yes.
So everybody, I have a few announcements actually before we are ending the show. We are so happy that we have the chance to be on with you again, as we usually are, always are. I wanted to say always. And next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, January 16th, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and guest co-host Zelda Kelly. They will be continuing to discuss paranormal investigations, and that will be a very intriguing one. So Zelda Kelly had been on with me December 19th last year, so it was a month ago, and we started to talk about this topic. If you didn't have a chance to listen to that show, you can go to YouTube, of course, and find our channel. We actually made it as the first published video of an episode we had, and you can look us up at Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, or you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past, and you can find it on the 19th of December. So they will be on with a very intriguing show next Thursday, January 16th, and it's 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And on today's show, we have been talking about why do we celebrate New Year and what's the historical reason. If you missed any of our shows, you can always listen to the replay anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And keep yourselves updated on our upcoming shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And remember that you can always listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. A lot of links here, right? But it's kind of easy too. So we have a system. So it's always scrollsofthesoul.com/ and it can be live, it can be Sue, it can be Anne, it can be YouTube or anything. So just delve into whatever you want to find out. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call during this show, we had someone on, but we couldn't actually reach out. So please call into our next show. That will be Thursday, January 16th. And you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming to find out more about all our upcoming shows. And Scrolls of the Soul Radio are now on YouTube. So we recently created a new channel where you can find full episodes of past shows, usually within 24 hours of the live broadcasting. And we have shows, we started to put up episodes from December 19th last year, and that was the show with Zelda Kelly, so you can actually find her here on YouTube too. We want to make it easy for everyone to listen to the replays anytime, so that's why we did this. And you can read more at scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube. scrollsofthesoul.com/post/YouTube to find out more, or why not search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, please subscribe to keep yourself updated on published episodes on YouTube. And thank you all for listening and calling in and text chatting with us today and interacting with us. We love you. Love you, Sonia. We still know that you're there. We're back next Thursday, January 16th, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and guest co-host Zelda Kelly, continuing to discuss paranormal investigations, 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. Sissy, do you have anything you want to tell the audience before we end the show?
Again, thank you, everyone. And Sonia, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. And wishing you well and a Happy New Year. And, of course, I've always got to give a shout-out to my mom, which is Angels Watch Over You all night long.
And I say love, life, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.